Welcome to View from the Deck, brought to you by Princess Yachts in partnership with Boat International. We're here at the Cannes Yachting Festival on board the Princess S80, and today we're covering one of the hot topics in yachting right now, the rise of centre console. Today I'm joined by two fantastic guests, Ross Gill, Regional Director at Princess Yachts.
Good morning.
And alongside him, we've got Kevin Koenig, also known as the Yacht Fella on Instagram. So Ross, what defines a centre console yacht and why is it typically been in demand in certain markets?
It predominantly started in the US, essentially in the fishing boat market, so the sports boat market. It expanded into a broader, sort of more family boating, easy way to get on the water, and then it's just evolved from there.
And Kevin, from your perspective, what's behind this surge in demand?
I think people are starting to understand how fun it is to be on a center console. You're out in the wind and in the water, and you're more connected to the sea, I think, than anything else. You know, a lot of owners are getting younger, and they might want to be going. They go really fast too, which is fun. Typically,
Yeah.
I like that.
So obviously this brings us to the news of the week. Very excitingly, Princess Yachts has just unveiled the new C48, the first in the C class, and also the first Princess with outboard propulsion. Why is this such a pivotal step for the yard?
It's a new way for us to, for one, engage a new market, but also bring the Princess style and finish and quality easy to move around. So a typical style of a Princess, you can flow around the boat. You know, by doing the mock-ups back at the factory in Plymouth, we've really refined that process. And just something hopefully a bit more than what's on the market out there at the moment.
And Kevin, obviously you follow the US market very closely. How big of a statement is this?
Well, I think it's a big deal, you know, to see a luxury motor yacht maker delve into the space. These boats become a lot more recreational. You're seeing more seating, you're seeing more, you know, grills and things like this, and great sound systems on these boats. Of course, you have to be louder than the air as it's rushing over you. So, yeah, I think this is a really right market for Princess, and it's also a great way for them to get their foot in the door with younger owners. Maybe you don't want a 90-footer, but you know, a 48-foot center console makes a lot of sense. And then, you know, lucky for you guys, he's in the Princess family, right?
So obviously the C48 comes with outboards or inboards. How important was that flexibility in appealing to different markets?
Yeah, it was vital. So we are a global manufacturer. So while the centre console market is huge in the US, it is definitely spreading around the world. Not many people, maybe in Italy or in Greece, want to have 600s on the back. They may consider 400s, but the inboard diesel was vital to us.
And obviously, Ross, design-wise, this feels like a bit of a departure for Princess, perhaps. How does the C48 still carry the brand's DNA? As
we're sat here, we're sat currently on an 80-foot flybridge of the S80, and we want to have a similar feel on the C48 as this. So really concentrate on what we're good at, and that is that craftsmanship, the distinction of what we do against the competition. And you can always tell when you're on a Princess because it has a feel about it, whether it's outside or inside. So whether it's the fold-down balconies that the boat's going to have, the beautiful dining room table on the aft deck, or the functionality, having big pull-out refrigerator drawers that you can fill refreshments, double grills, or even a drop-down TV. It's got to feel that you're in somewhere special.
Yeah, you've got that level of luxury on this boat that Princess is known for above the waterline, but then below the waterline, there's a Michael Peters hull. They're high performance, they're efficient, they're grippy, they have a smooth ride. Michael's a legend, so to have him working on this boat, I mean, that's the real deal.
And now perhaps a question for both of you. Looking ahead to the next 5 years, where do you see the centre console market evolving, and where does the C-Class fit into this?
Part of our development programme has been making sure that we make a great sort of open day boat, following up quite closely with an enclosed boat as well. Whether you're in South Florida or you're in Norway, you can close up. So it's very keen to make sure we develop it for many markets for us as possible.
10 years ago, a 40-foot center console was big, and these days we have them over 60 feet. It's always been funny to me because as these boats get bigger and bigger, especially when you get over like 50 feet, they start to become more and more like a motor yacht. So you get people who want the center console, but they buy a 60-foot center console and it has all the accoutrements of a much larger boat, and it starts to blur the lines a little bit. It's an inside joke that's always tickled me.
Well, Ross, Kevin, thank you both so much. That was a truly fascinating talk. And that's everything on this episode of View from the Deck. You can catch the full series on Princess Yachts' YouTube channel, as well as Boat International's social media channels.